Hi, welcome to Coffee Times. One of the most often asked question, whether in B school or in boardroom discussions, or even in my corporate sessions and the coaching sessions, is actually, Prakash, can you tell me what is strategy? What is tactic? How does one differentiate? Would it be possible for us to actually get a hang of it? If you look behind me, you'll find a map. And here in this map lies the keys to some of the answers we are going to see in this quick short episode on strategy versus tactics. In any map, the map never normally comes first. Normally doesn't come first. The places that are represented in the map many times are already existing, and the role of the map is just to lay out the path to ensure that all these places are in some way connected. Whether you travel by sea or by road or by air, the mode of transport being different. What would that mean to the topic that we are having in front of us today? It would just mean that maps are like your strategy, and the locations that you have are the places that you need to reach as part of your life. You could call them goals, you could call them objectives, you could call them vision, you could call them the end results, the outcomes, the outputs, whatever you may. Finally, strategies could be, in a very simple term, taken as the ways in which you could find of how effectively you can reach where you want to reach. And for that, the place that you need to reach must be there, which is like your goals or your objectives or your vision or your dream or whatever the bigger picture as you want to call. And there are certain strange times when actually you'll find that after drawing out a map, there is a new place which comes on the way. And these are also part of the objectives. When you are actually moving from point A to point C, you may cross point B and many subpoints between point A to point B and point B to point C. You might not have originally planned in your strategy even to cross these points, but it might just happen. These are all like the sub goals that get achieved. It's like while playing a cricket match, you may want to win the match and then you may have a strategy. But as part of the larger strategy, you may find that there is somebody who scores a milestone century or a 50 or takes a catch which becomes the talk of the town. These are all the small objectives that get achieved on the way. Many times, strategy is like the means to the end. And then, what are like tactics? Tactics are the short term adjustments that you normally do when your strategy goes a little bit of haywire, off track. Strategy is like your long drawn out plan, whereas tactics are the short term detours that you have to take to ensure that your strategy does not get out of hand. More like firefighting. For example, you had planned a person to be taken out in a cricket match, let's say, and that person is just not giving away his wicket. You might come across certain short-term tactics to ensure maybe you distract his attention, or you make a bowling change or a fielding change. The same is applicable for business as well. You have an overall objective of reaching your target by the end of the year, and you've already laid out certain strategies in place, but somehow it's not working. It doesn't mean that you actually change strategy. That's why they say change tact. You go ahead with certain short-term tactics to ensure. It's like when you're on the highway, when you're traveling, you find that the road has been dug. You take a small diversion and then come back and join the main road to go all over again back to your place that you wanted to reach. Strategy is, in fact, the complete roadmap, you can say partly the overall map, and then you get into details which might be called as planning, which we'll see in a different episode. Strategy is something that you look at overall to find what will work in your favor, what might go against you, and find how you can take the best out of the things that will go in your favor. For example, if there is a headwind in your favor when you're driving or when you're going in high sea and sailing, you will see how best you can use it so that you conserve your energy. And then there are times when the sail would have to face a lot of resistance. The same is true in business as well. There are times when your market will be favorable, you take it as a headwind and then go and achieve what you want to achieve. And there are times when the market will not be helping you, and that's when you actually have to take a little bit of a detour or tactical changes to ensure that you need to be on place. And when things don't go in your favor, what are the strategy blocks? If you are able to predict ahead, the effect of such changes might have much lesser negative impact in your business. And hence, just to sum it up, strategy, you can take it as the means to the end, which means once you know where your objectives, what your goals, or what your vision is, the overall roadmap that you are going to make to ensure that what works in your favor, what works against you are both taken care of, and then you make your complete overall blueprint. Getting into the details could be the planning. And whenever there is a blip, whenever there is a challenge that happens on the way, how you actually handle it at that time could be your tactic, more like firefighting, more like short-term detours. And that's why sometimes these even the short-term challenges which are seen ahead become, instead of tactics, they even become what is known as micro strategies. So much so for this session, I hope you do get an idea. And strategy and tactics are topics that consume almost a full-time session in many corporate sessions, and sometimes in a B school can take you a complete book for you to get an understanding. I'm very sure that this short input that you have got would help a lot. If you do have questions, please do ping me. Till we meet again in Coffee Times Success Nuggets, this is Prakash signing off.